Okay, so thank you very, very much for this opportunity during this Black History Month. I am very happy to be here. I welcome everybody, and I hope that tonight you're gonna join. You're gonna enjoy your time, and then I will be talking about three major subjects. The first one is Adinkra, about Adinkra. Adinkra is writing system of West Africa. The second one, I will be showcasing some technical stuff on test bench about DC motors. And the third subject will be about Kora plays. So I will be doing writing systems. I will be showing some techniques, and I will be singing at the end. So welcome everybody. I say Akwaba. So let's go to the subject. So Adinkra is a writing system of West Africa. But as you know, in this world, so I will proceed like this. I take just 15 minutes for every subject, and then after Odilia, please, you can tell me. You can check the time for me. So right now it is 8:10, around 8:10. So let's say between 10 and 15 minutes, and then after I will let people to ask the questions for 5 minutes. So as you know, so today throughout the world, you have different writing systems. So you have writing systems that are alphabetic, that is what we know, syllabic writing system, ideogrammatic writing system, and then also pictographic. That writing systems are used in different parts of the world. And then, so during my research, I came up with a writing system of Adinkra people. It has been invented, and the words are given in Twi language, the language of Twi, for the group of Twi-4 people in Ghana and Ivory Coast and Cote d'Ivoire in West Africa. So Twi will pronounce their different symbols about Adinkra in their own language. But what is Adinkra? It's a message given to somebody. It is a farewell, because at the beginning, Adinkra was used to talk, to give messages to people, to the soul of people who are died. Meaning that their soul is going through the trip to go to heaven or in another place. It depends on how you see the after death. Okay. So at the beginning, what they did is they put these different symbols on the different clothing. Okay. Those people who have watched Black Panther can remember that there were different symbols inside Black Panther, like Wawa Abba, and then other writing systems also inside Africa. So these symbols were used on the clothes, and then when they go, they are mourning about the death of somebody. What they do is they wear that kind of clothes in order to communicate with the soul of that people who are departing from the earth. Today, these Adinkra symbols are used in different parts of life. They are used in the different companies as logos. They are used to celebrate a new birth, a newborn people, anniversaries, etc., different things. But today they are not only related to death. So there are different symbols that you can see, around 500. And Adinkra is a dynamic language. So when I study these different symbols, what I observed is that when you are looking to Adinkra, you see one symbol is associated to a proverb. And then proverb goes to the world of wisdom. This is why, with the help of my sister, who is a Latin Greek teacher in Dakar, Senegal, I call them Sapientograms, where grammar is a character and sapientia is wisdom. So this is why in my books you will see I talk about Sapientograms. And then these different symbols are so many such that I tried to classify them. I will not always recognize all of them for sure, because that is not the goal. But the goal is that to use them as an illustration of the wisdom for a daily life. That is the purpose. So for Adinkra, let's go. So for this, I do some different products. I start with books. I edited 3 books. Between them, 2 are auto edition. So one is completely written in French. And in this one, if you want to offer, all my books cost only 12 euros. So inside you can see I retraced a bit of history with these 2 people, Nafi and Kwame. And then here, so I retrace a bit the history of different writing systems throughout the world. Talking about the modern writing system throughout the world comes directly from the hieroglyphics. This is the result of research from Theophile Obenga. So this book is a coloring book, as you can see. And for example, the symbol of reconciliation, I ask also some questions to the youth. I hope this book will be available in English. And in this page, I remind some important information, like related, for example, to Pythagoras, the mathematician, the Greek mathematician that they talk about. And those who does mathematics know that there is a theorem that they attribute to Pythagoras. But it is not the theorem of Pythagoras, because African people knew it 1,000 years before the birth of Pythagoras. And same for Thales. Thales is not a Greek, he is a Phoenician, and then he was born in the actual city of Turkey. So you say. And his theorem is not his one, because African people knew it before his birth. So this kind of info are inside this book. Okay, this is the first one. And then different symbols, because how you can use symbols? You can use Adinkra it is just like you are driving outside. Okay, you are driving. When you see a stop, you know what to do. When you see obligation to turn right or to turn left, you have to go through that process, because if you don't, you will be penalized. So that is the question. This is how I use Adinkra. Okay, so it's important to understand the deep meaning of Adinkra. So somebody says Adinkra, some other says Adengra. For example, in Ivory Coast, people say Adengra. And I learned that there are some names also for people that are named Adengra in Ivory Coast. So this is the first book I have edited. So let's go to the second one. The last one is written in 4 languages. So Twi or Twifo from Akan people. It is written in Wolof also from West Africa. You can find Wolof in Senegal, mostly in Senegal. But Wolof comes from Nigeria. And Wolof comes from Serer. That is a language of that's what we call Serer people in Senegal. These are results of research of Professor Cheikh Anta Diop, as you know. So if we go through this book, this is an Africa of future, where you can see different village houses that are related one to the other through tunnel. Okay, you can see solar energy on the top, etc. And this is how I see Africa of future. And this is they are learning. They are in a process of learning here with the students, and the board is between the teacher and the student. And teacher will see in the right way, while students are seeing also in the right way. And in this Africa of future, they completely dumped technically the gravity of the earth. This is why the houses that you are going to see here are not fixed on the ground. The houses are floating on the air. This is the Africa of the future that I imagine. So inside the book, it's a coloring book with nice pictures like this one, a rainbow of Adinkra with different Adinkra symbols, where you can see, for example, if I start just to comment some of them, you can see here, this is Duennimen. Duennimen means the horns, I don't know, the horns of a worm, le bélier, okay? It is, sorry, I lose the word. So this is related to the humility, strength, wisdom, and continuously learning, okay? So this one is about democracy, because these are two crocodiles that are they have the same womb, let's say. When this one eats, this one will be okay. So why will they fight in order to eat? It is not necessary to fight, because it is always the same part where the things that you eat will go in. Yes, I have been disturbed a bit by a phone, by a call. So can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
So my picture dynamic or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I am.
We can hear you.
Thank you. I am back. So this one, for example, is it is called Chim Chim, means that the worlds of life are not always straight. Okay. So let me check the time. So now it is 20. I just comment a bit.
You have 5 minutes.
Oh, yes, 5 minutes. Thank you very much. So you have here a father who is giving some advices to children, and then you can do the coloring in this part. Okay. These symbols mean that don't do to the others what you don't want them to do to you. And it's very important. So this one is a coma. A coma means heart. And where you can see the writing on the top here, it is written. It is written in Twi, because as you can see, Twi has been codified. It is written in English, in Wolof, and in French. So in the same book, you have the possibility to make 4 different children or adults to read together and then to do coloring activities together. So they are doing together an important activity of collaboration. So this is where I wanted to go through. And then another picture, this is a picture, a symbol of authority and strength. But authority to make people grow, to make people grow. And this symbol that you can see here, this one, is an Adinkra also, but it means that the teeth and the tongue are living together, even if sometimes they are in trouble, because when you are speaking every day, it touches each other. So it means that the life of community together, learn forgiveness, learn to have dialogue, to be able to live together. So in every and different parts of my life, I use this kind of symbol in order to improve my job, in order to improve my reflection. And these two are bookmarks where you have the symbol of Duennimen, as I told you, that is strength and humility. And this one is adaptability and flexibility. It means crocodile. Live in water, but breathe outside air. So that is the adaptability, because crocodile living in water, the air will not go through inside the water in order to find there the crocodile. That is very important. So in the world of today, we have to be very careful of what is going outside around us to understand the deep meaning of the geostrategy that is going on inside our world. And the last one are These are stickers. So stickers with different Adinkra symbols, where this one that I affection very particularly is that creativeness, genius, and continuous process of learning throughout your life. Okay, you will never stop going to school. It's very important because school is something that happens every day, and then it is a process during all your long life. So this one is the beautiness, symbol of beautiness. Somebody will recognize the comb, and the comb is symbol of beautiness and of taking care of yourself. This is Ndebele house. This is the castle in Ethiopia, Gondar, this one. And this is a pyramid you will recognize, so Kemet. This is a baobab tree, and then you can do coloring activity with this one using these stickers and then also using a dictionary to illustrate every symbol and give them meaningful in 4 different languages that are Twi, Wolof, French, and English, that are foreign languages inside our land of Africa. And then the last one that I will be talking about is balloons, because if you want to celebrate, because I am an entrepreneur, okay, this is why I take the culture of Africa, looking the way to do and explore, find money and invest in the success of my community. So on these balloons, you can find different symbols, and then there are 8 different colors. And for every product that I show you, you can contact me directly to order. You can see with Odilia, you can see with Kim Paul, you can see with different people that that want to that can give you the product through if you order them. So thank you very much for this first part, and I am listening to you if you have questions. Thank you.
Anyone with a question?
So I can see that somebody talked about the symbol Dienyamye. So Dienyamye, it is related to God for sure. And then it is related to the following text. This great panorama of creation dates back to time immemorial. No one lives who saw its beginning, and no one will live to see its end except God. This is the text related to Dienyamye. And then Dienyamye is this symbol. That's it. And this one that you can see here is the presence and protection of God. That's it. So you can have inside Adinkra, you can have different things, and then it just emphasize your thinking about this thing. So another question: who is J? As J exists, etc. Okay. Okay, I am trying to read at the same time.
Yeah, the teaching artist is asking, you were raised in Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you begin to learn about Adinkra from Ghana?
When I started this project, I had never been in Ghana. I was always inside France, because when I came in France, actually I am in France, living in the diaspora, and I was doing my thesis. But at the same time, my thesis in science and tech. But at the same time, what I did research, okay, and I start discovering my own culture, some part of my culture, and I start understanding the writing of Meduneche, meaning the words of God, that is hieroglyphics, how Greeks call it. And then walking through that process, I was thinking, so how I can do this project to share it with different people. But it was very constraining for me to go throughout the process of learning hieroglyphics, even if I know some of them and the meaningful and things like that. And then through this journey of checking out for the different African writing systems, so I came out to find Adinkra. So Adinkra, I discovered Adinkra through the process of my own research, inside my lab, etc. And I found that it is a very great and nice process. And then 2 years ago, I just have been in Ghana while I wrote the first book in 2014. So Ghanaian people was very surprised to see that, yes, I know Adinkra, etc., in the village, Ntonso village, where they do, that is the originate part of the Adinkra symbol in the southern part of Ghana.
Wow. And Abir is asking, thank you. Are you planning to integrate other languages like Amharic or Swahili?
It will be my pleasure. Amharic is a language and they have their own writing system, but I don't have time to check all the writing system because you have Amharic and Gez, and you have different kind of writing systems. Swahili for sure, in collaboration with the school of Yasba. And then there is another writing system that is Mwangwego that you can see from Nolans, and then you can see also different writing systems that are here. There are so many, Mandombe writing system from Central Africa. Then you have Meroitic from Sudan. Then you have Edo writing system from Benin. Then you have the writing system that they call Bamun from Cameroon, Juka, Wolof, Bassa, Lomak, Pele, Bambara, Mende, etc. You have so many. And then so in this writing system, you can classify them also going through the process of what we call syllabic, as I was saying at the beginning, that you have alphabetic, that you have different, you have so many. And then here is a map of Africa. So don't be surprised when I put the map of Africa in this direction, because the world is a globe. So I choose to see Africa in this way, okay? And this is a map where you can see different writing systems. And you can see that in all 5 regions of Africa, you can see the writing systems that exist, with the most ancient that are in the places where people design some animals, okay? Because they are talking about a history of their hunting, and then in relation with different kind of animals that they found there.
Okay, and Jerry is asking, can we use these symbols to teach our children and learn about African history? How can we use it? I know they use them a lot on you know, the African wrappers, African clothes. So,
yes, African clothes, yes.
Yes, I know they use a lot of those symbols.
There are so many. Yeah, there are so many. So it is the process that I use to teach children with this Adinkra is just, you give them, because the process is inside, it is given inside the book, Njeri. When you take, for example, this symbol, I come back again with the symbol of strength, humility, etc. The question is, which kind of line do you recognize on this symbol, on this Sapientogram? Is it a curve? Is it a straight line? Which kind of line do you recognize? And I remind the children that what is our tradition? I give, for example, related in that in the ancient mandate, the oral tradition is a total knowledge. This is a text of Amadou Ampateba, you see. This is a text of Amadou Ampateba. It is also the great school of life. So I always do this kind of relationship between Adinkra, the wisdom, and the history of Africa. Some extracts of the history of Africa, to give to children and parents a taste of what is our Africa that we know. And then at the end, I give here on the bottom, I give the symbol, the wisdom text related to this symbol. And then children can do coloring in by the same way they can do coloring. So this is how you can share this with children. And sometimes I ask the children, how many symbols, how many sapientograms do you see in this?
Thank you. And the last question, where can people purchase the book?
Sorry?
Where can they buy the book?
The book, they can contact me directly, as I was saying, or they can contact Odilia, or if you are in Paris, you can be in touch with the library that is Pamery inside Paris. If you are in the US, you can be in touch with Teaching Artists Institute through Kim Paul. It can be like that. So there are different paths. If you are in the Netherlands, I hope very soon you will be able in touch with Odilia.
Wow, thank you so much. I see another question. What was the feedback of the Ghanaian after showing them your work on their writing system during your trip to Ghana, and how is Adinkra system used in Ghana on daily basis? I think Ghana also use them on the raps.
They use them on their raps. They use them everywhere. They have a palace dedicated to Adinkra. They have so many places, very nice things. If you go in Tonso village, you can make your own scarf, and then it's wonderful.
Wow.
I can say it's amazing. If you are patient like I am, or more, maybe, or less, you can just go there. So Ghanaian was very happy to see this job. It was very welcomed, and then I left some books there in Ghana. I still in touch with some of them, and then yeah, they always welcome this job. And a guy there was very impressed. He said, hey, look, this is your first time in Ghana, and then you write a book on our culture. How did you do that? How did you do to write a book in our culture? And you have never been in our country in touch with our people. How did you do? I say, I make research. And then he took the book, go to find some people and ask them, do you know Adinkra? And they say, no. He say, look, don't come with that, because this guy came from far away and he knows Adinkra, that is our culture. So it is just to tell you how it went, but in very good relationship. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we are finished with part 1, yeah?
Okay, so let's go for part 2. Now I jump on techniques. So before I jump on techniques, maybe other people will not understand how to switch from your culture, writing book for children, etc., and go through science and techniques. Okay, I am a technician in automated systems. I do my engineering school at Grenoble in control systems, and then after I completed with my PhD in non-linear control systems. And that years were very tough for me. You have to know, it was not easy, not simple, but I fought, and I went through it with the mind of Dwayne Nieman. That is an illustration of wisdom. Okay, so thank you. So now let's go. And I work in automobile industry. I have no website. Yes, that is true. I have my Facebook page, that is Adinkra, because website take time. That is my point of view. But anyway, I think I will be able to do something. So let me just prepare my camera and turn it to go through the technical demonstration of a test bench. And I will give the definition of test bench and to show you. So I want you to be very focused to understand. I will give the main explanation, such that to let you to go through easily through the process. Okay. So I'm going to reverse the camera. Okay, so now you can see this is what we call in engineering, this is what we call a test bench. This, okay, it is an example of a test bench. And then what you have here is let me just put back this paper that will help you to see very well what is going on the DC motor. So you have the computer here, and the computer, you have the USB key here. The USB key is communicating to this. This is what we call an embedded system, because embedded system is a system, a physical system on which you can download a virtual program from the computer that will decide what you have to do with your dynamic system. This is an electrical motor. There are different types of electrical motor, and this in particular works with direct current. Direct current means that the current will not fluctuate. There is not a frequency that is changing slowly inside the current, right? And then it is fed by a voltage of 12 volts. And if you have a voltage and you have the current in a DC current low, you can compute the power of your system. That power, and when you put it related to time, is what you pay to the company of electricity. So now let's go. So this is a DC current. What I am going to do, what is the purpose of this patch, and what are the elements related to this test patch? So here, as I was saying, you have a DC motor. The DC motor is related through a gear transformation to another shaft here. On the back, you have what we call here a Hall sensor that will measure the velocity of your motor. And through this wire, we take the signal of the velocity, while we are giving the energy to the motor also to bring all the elements inside what we call the electronic control unit. This electronic control unit is divided into two parts. The first one is the board in which you have to download the code coming from your computer. The second is the electronic of power, meaning that this electronic will work with weak values of current. This one will take most important values of current. And as we want to see what we are going to do and to monitor what we are going to do, we have some sensors. This sensor will measure the voltage that is coming from the source of energy. The second one will measure the voltage that is coming from the DC motor, right? So let us go, and then this is a relay. This relay will switch. It will switch to take the current through a specific direction such that we are able to measure in a correct condition. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you that with this board, you can do what we call, and I forget to control, this is my control to press, I will press, and then you will see a different speed of rotation. So this test bench will help you to do what we say in the language of automatic control, open loop systems and closed loop systems. What is an open loop system? Is that when you push somebody with your strength, that person will enter in a movement. You apply a force on the body of somebody, or you push, for example, your friend, so he moves from 2 meters later. When you talk about closed loop, you imagine that between that person and you put another person. I want to push, for example, nudge. I say, okay, I push nudge first time, and then if I have to do what I call a closed loop system with a controller, I take, for example, Odilia. I say, Odilia, you stand between me and nudge. And then when I say I want nudge to move to a distance from 0 to 2 meters after his position, so Odilia will develop that strength to push nudge, and me, I will just give instruction. This is what we call a closed loop system. And this closed loop system philosophy is working today in many things. For example, if you take the heater in your house, you just parameter the temperature. You say, I want to heat my house at this temperature. And then you have the sensor that will measure the temperature and different things, etc. So this is the fundamental basic process of this test bench that we have developed with my partner who is following this presentation at this moment. I want to talk about Mr. Amadou Sanya. Okay, so let's go. If I say something wrong, be sure he will be corrected. So what we have here, we have, so you can see my computer, this is a code, this is a program here. This program will let me make the rotation of the motor. Here is our data that are here, all the data. So you can see here, this is on the last column here, this is the voltage that is coming inside here, right? And then the velocity you will see, and there are current also, so you will see. So let me just go through and press and make the demonstration. So I will start with a slow velocity of the motor in one direction. I will accelerate the motor until the maximal value. I will decelerate the motor always in the same direction until it stops. And after that step, I will reverse, meaning that make it rotate in another direction. So let's go. I press the button and you can check, you check here how it rotates. So you can hear, you can see that the motor is rotating in a slow velocity. And if you see very well on the screen, you can see that there are things that are changing. Maybe you can see different numbers. Please tell me if it is clear, if it is not, but.
No, we cannot see.
You cannot see, okay. So I will accelerate.
But we can see.
Let me accelerate. Okay.
Yeah.
So I accelerate the velocity of the motor right now. You can see, you can hear that it is accelerating.
Mm-hmm.
The maximal velocity is here, as you can see from your computer. And now the energy is only coming from this, okay? From this USB key, his role is only to take data from my card and display them on the computer. It is his only role. So let me decelerate now. Why it is decelerating? Because I decide from this button that the motor should decelerate. What I do is just I reduce the power that is coming inside the motor. I gave a percentage, less quantity of voltage that is coming from here. This is what I allow to the motor to speak. If I do again this, I reduce the value of power that is coming from here to reach the motor here. And then finally, you observe well the direction, because it is rotating in a very slow velocity, speed. And then I am going to stop and reverse the rotation. So you see that it is rotating in one direction. And then I stop it now. So the values that are displayed are 0. Okay. Values of velocity. There are somebody who is trying to connect. He's saying the message to me. Can you please allow? I think. So coming back to the presentation. If I press again, please check well the direction of the motor. You will see the reverse. You can see and observe the reverse. So the paper now is not always working well because I use it so much. So let me just put again it here. So you see that the motor is relating. Oh, I greet Cartiga, my friend. And then if the motor is rotating in this direction, so if you press again, you can see how it accelerates. So it is accelerating right now. And then I am pushing again the velocity of the motor at its highest speed. Why the motor is reaching its highest speed? Somebody can answer now. Can you tell me? Can you tell me why the motor is going through its highest speed? Because the available quantity of energy that is here is 100% available here at the motor. And then from this position, now I can reduce again the velocity. So you can use this application, for example, to accelerate a drone, the velocity of a drone. You can use this kind of things to do many other applications. For example, when you have your robot in your kitchen, you are cooking, these kind of motors are inside. So this kind of applications are inside your kitchen, but you cannot see them. It is hidden inside your machine, right? So let's go again to reduce the velocity, and then that's it. So this is just what we call an open loop function. I just go through the process. When I have to use, and I will stop here. So how many times? Just 10 minutes remain. Okay, so I stop here. I could do the demonstration for you of a closed loop system, where by pressing on this button, the same button, I will just be doing, giving set points of velocity of rotation of this motor. I will decide, please motor, rotate at 300, do for me 300 rotation per minute. And this is exactly what the pilot is doing on the air when you are traveling to go from Tanzania to South Africa, Mpumalanga. When you have to land at Tembo Airport, this kind of automatization, that is what the pilots do. He checks the direction, the machine is working, checks the direction of the wind, checks the altitude of the plane from the ground, reduce the power of the propulsor, the propeller, make the orientation of the wings of the plane. You have a derivation on your left, so you are leaving the trajectory, correct the trajectory, bring the trajectory on your right, and then this is how they do. I am at 10 feet from the ground, so open the machine and free the wheels of the plane. We are ready. The force is okay. The direction of the wind is okay. I am talking to the center of control. Everything is okay. So now I can land in perfect security. This is it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Marceline. You know, most of us are not technical, but it's very interesting. And my question is, looking at, you know, taking the villages in Africa, what can we develop using this technology? You know, for the farmers there, for the common people in the village.
You are asking a question that are related to intellectual property. We can develop so many things. Ideas are in my mind, as you can imagine, but for intellectual property, I will not give so many. You can develop drones. You can develop drones, okay? And the drone will have a specific function. You can develop a machine to cut some trees. Okay? You can develop a machine if there is a place where there is something that is very hot. You can develop a machine to reduce the temperature. You can use this application to teach to the young children what is an electrical motor.
Yeah.
So you see, it is wide. It is very, very wide.
Thank you.
But the limit, the only limit is your limit of creativity. That is the only limit. And the limit of creativity is done by the limit of your capacity to connect to the spirit of creativity.
Fantastic.
That's it.
Fantastic. Because this is what we want, especially in Africa, you find, yes, you find that, we are incapable of just producing the simplest machines, do the simplest jobs, like cutting a tree, like making, how do you call wood? Just,
yes, wood.
just woodwork, in building, especially the farming equipments. Many people in Africa, they lack that. And if they cannot be efficient in productivity, then also the harvest is very poor. So we really value this kind of technology, and we hope that you are going to teach the young ones, to do technology, so that they can also develop the continent.
Oh, can you show to them if you are here? Can you show to them the picture when I was teaching a young boy in Tanzania? No, in Uganda, in the village.
Yeah.
Because in fact, the very deep mistake that has been done with some of our people is a mistake such that those people who have the capacity to teach, they are far away from our reality.
Yes.
And they have been writing equations and all these physical laws for years and years inside their own laboratories that are closed, and they never go to the field. This is the central mistake. So now, today, we are correcting this kind of approach.
Yes.
Because with a team of engineers that I work with, we have developed an application. One of them has developed an application, African Shop. If you want to translate, to transfer money from everywhere to everywhere in the world, you can do. Let me give you an example. We were driving from Kumasi to Ntonso village inside Ghana. That was my first trip in Ghana. And then we were talking to somebody on phone, and then finally his data was quite off. What I did is I called that engineer in France through WhatsApp, who developed that application, African Shop, and I said to that engineer, look, I want you to charge a phone number and to put inside a quantity amount of data for me, please. So it is done. 5 minutes later, we were not obliged to get down from the car and to go in an office and charge. As we were driving to the direction of Ntonso village, the phone was charged and we could continue our conversation. Fantastic. And I do the transfer for the money to pay him. It is very natural for us.
Yeah.
The other one I want to talk about is LX system. LX system is doing geolocalization. I tested the process of geolocalization of car inside Ghana. Wonderful, fantastic, working well. And then I went also through Rwanda. I did the test. Everything is working very well. He is doing solar energy. So if you need solar energy, I know competent people to respond for solar energy. If you need as a development of application, etc., we can respond with the highest level of excellence, with the highest level of excellency.
Thank you, because what I know with Kenya, everybody is moving to solar. So I think there is enough market in Africa for solar, and there is enough sun.
We are coming very soon. Just open doors and tell us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Marceline.
We are coming very soon.
Maybe you play the Kora, and then we shall leave the floor open for the people who want to talk to you more once we stop.
Yes, all right. Let's go. So let me again prepare my camera very well and do everything in the right place, and then after we go. Thank you.
Technology has to be very interesting to the youth. Now I see in Africa, people, the young people, they are really advancing in IT. but we need technology because that is what is going to save us. Yes. So, you know, people like you are an asset to Africa. So remember.
Every day I remember that. The opportunities, we are knocking different doors.
Yes.
At this moment, we are knocking different doors, and then we hope that doors will be opened.
Yes.
And to really allow us to you know, to respond to the huge need inside our land of Africa.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's going to be fine. So let's keep the hope ongoing, and then after we'll be able to do our best. Is Rose here? Rose Wambui, is she online?
Not here today.
Okay, so because I wanted to sing with her today, but she is not available. So anyway, so let's go. Now I have to reverse the camera. So let's yes, I am here. So this is Kora, and as I told you, I studied African writing system like hieroglyphics. So this is my name in hieroglyphics. Okay? So I used to do pyrography as activity of art, and let me show you Kora. So now this is Kora. You can see Kora. This is a calabash, and then you can see the entire Kora here. Okay, 21 strings. You play it only with two. You play only with two fingers. This one and this one for both hands. Okay. So now let's go. Greetings to Dr. Janine. I can see you are connected. I am happy to play. So I dedicate the song to different people here that are connected. So let me go, please. If somebody can mute the mic, that will help me. There is a mic which is activated somewhere. Thank you. Maybe I do this to allow you to see a bit my fingers while I am playing. I don't know. Oyalowe yirmikin, oyalowe yirmikin, oyalowe yirmikin, oyalowe yirmikin, oyalowe yirmikin, oyalowe yirmikin, oyalowe yirmikin. Oh, Yahweh, hear me. Tedela telofane, Marijam jai mayowe. Krista telofane, Marijam jai mayowe. Krista, Krista, hear me in Krista, Krista, hear me in Krista, Krista, yirmin. Oyalowe 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 yirmin.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marceline.
So this is the first one. I have a second one to play for you, and it's
Yes, please.
Right. Congratulations.
Is it heavy? Maybe.
You don't know what
did
is
you buy it from? Oh, did you buy in Senegal?
Yes, I buy in Senegal.
How did you carry it?
We carry it especially on plane, and then so you can have it on plane, and it is very well protected.
Okay. Wow.
Very well protected. So yeah, it's really amazing. Okay, so let's go. Sutukumara sutukun kumbusorole nanambaria oyoba yori mandi zera diramankamba tobe kumya moraba tobe dandia diramanga Sutukumara sutukun kumbusorole nanambaria oyoba yori mandi zera diramankamba tobe kumya moraba tobe dandia diramanga Maria Mulea Dabo Maria Mulea Dabo Maria Mulea Dabo Kelemanyindi Amani Sara Dabo Amani Sara Dabo Amani Sara Dabo Kelemanyinde Dabo Bang Enampol Dabo Enampol Dabo Enampol Dabo Kelemanyindi Ketuman Yinkirila Karantamba Karantamba Koliona Karantamba yo Koliona Imodi Yakumbo Banaria Imodi Yakumbo Banati. Thank you for translation, Mati. Karantamba yo Koliona Karantamba yo Koliona Imodi Yakumbo Banari Imodi Yakumbo Banati Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia. Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia. Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia. Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia. Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia. Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia, Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia, Manyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia. Anyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia, Allah dandalia. Anyol bekumbola, Allah dandalia.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're finished within an hour. We started at around 10 past and you've finished everything. So powerful. And it's amazing to see how talented you are, Marceline. From writing books to engineering to music. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I hope you'll pass on that knowledge, you know.
I try.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is a fantastic way to celebrate the Black History Month. So I think you're the first one that we're celebrating this month. And I think on 12th, I don't know, around 12th, we have a teacher from Ethiopia also. So he's also going to teach us something something from Ethiopia. I still don't know what it is, but there's a write-up on it. So watch our website. We shall put it on Eventbrite. And then on 27th, we are going to launch our magazine. So this magazine is meant for us to write about our people, to write about our culture, to write about our history, and music and dance. We really need this magazine. So we are going to launch it on 27th, and it will be a perfect way of closing the Black Month history.
Sauti ya Africa.
Sauti ya Africa. Yeah, the magazine is called Sauti ya Africa. Sauti means the voice. In Arabic and Swahili, it means the voice of Africa. So it's for all people, all African people and the friends of Africa, people who are working hard to elevate Africa. And we want it also to be more positive. We don't want, we don't want those stories, to make us feel like we can do nothing, that we only want help. It is going to empower many people, and we are going to really, really portray our resilience and our development and our beauty.